First reading, Holiness and Ordinary Love. In Leviticus 19, the Lord speaks clearly. Be holy, for I, the Lord your God, am holy. Holiness is not presented as something distant or mystical. It is concrete, it is practical, it is relational. Do not steal, do not lie, do not hate your brother in your heart. Love your neighbor as yourself. God's holiness is revealed not only in glory but in justice, integrity, mercy, and love. The command to love your neighbor as yourself is revolutionary. It roots holiness not in ritual perfection, but in right relationship. Holiness looks like choosing honesty when deceit is easier, refusing revenge when wounded, letting go of grudges, acting with fairness and compassion. True holiness is love lived in everyday decisions. Psalm, the law that gives life. In Psalms 19 we hear, the law of the Lord is perfect, refreshing the soul. God's commandments are not restrictions meant to burden us. They are pathways to freedom. His word restores what sin distorts. It brings clarity to confusion, wisdom to simplicity, and joy to the searching heart. The psalm reminds us that obedience is not slavery. It is alignment with truth. When we live according to God's ways, our souls find rest. Let the words of my mouth and the meditation of my heart be pleasing in your sight. Holiness begins within, in the heart, and then flows outward into action. Gospel, Christ in the disguise of the poor. In Gospel of Matthew 25:31-46, we encounter one of the most powerful teachings of Jesus. When the Son of Man comes in glory, he separates the sheep from the goats. But the criteria are startlingly simple. I was hungry, you gave me food. I was thirsty, you gave me drink. I was a stranger, you welcomed me. I was naked, you clothed me. I was sick and in prison, you visited me. The righteous are confused. When did we see you? And Jesus answers, whatever you did for one of the least of these brothers and sisters of mine, you did for me. Here holiness and love reach their fullest expression. God is not only in heaven, he is present in the vulnerable. The hungry person becomes an altar. The stranger becomes a sacred encounter. The suffering become living icons of Christ. The gospel reveals that love is not theoretical. It is practical compassion, the deep connection. Leviticus commands, love your neighbor. Psalm 19 says God's law brings joy. Matthew 25 shows your neighbor is Christ himself. Holiness is not about appearing religious. It is about recognizing Jesus hidden in ordinary people. Every interaction becomes eternal. Every act of mercy becomes worship. Every refusal to love becomes a missed encounter with Christ. The final judgment is not about how impressive we looked. It is about how deeply we loved. Age on the personal reflection questions. Do I see Christ in the difficult people in my life? Do I love only when it is convenient? Do I hold grudges that prevent holiness? Who is the least in my daily routine that I might be overlooking? Closing prayer. Lord, teach me the holiness that looks like love. Purify my heart from hidden resentment. Open my eyes to see you in the poor, the lonely, and the forgotten. May my words and actions reflect your mercy. When I stand before you in glory, may I recognize you because I have loved you.